Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2. So this one it's featuring Lumberjacques, which he's playing as Bretonnia, and he's up against Dr. Hell's Tomb Kings. So the usual way to go with this build is like mass infantry, mass peasant archers, and just kill all the chaff with foot squires or even pilgrims, and from there on have the archers just shoot down all of the big constructs, have a couple of cavalry just to pin things down, sorry. And yeah, it's that's how it goes. But no, Lumberjacques has chosen to go with a more fun way, because we can see he's got lots of cavalry back here, not such a wide force, only one peasant archer from what I can see over here. And yeah, let's begin, let's see what he has got. So in the front line we see a spearman at arm together with a peasant mob, you know, just some chaff in the front, also two units of spearmen at arms on the flanks. Over here we see the holy wardens of just the holy wardens, not gonna pronounce that, which are quite excellent at dealing with chaff. They're gonna struggle a little bit against the tomb guard, but that's the only thing they will, like skeleton warriors or spearmen, they will just nuke them really hard. We also see two units of foot squires back here together with a Grail Reliquary, which in synergy with either the beast layers of Baston over here or even one of the foot squires and the holy wardens is gonna be amazing. Just keep these men fighting for as much as they can and they will get some value. As aforementioned, beast layers of Baston and an excellent anti-large halberd unit. If they get into a target they will melt it down, but they suffer from oh, actually they don't, holy shit. Is that how much leadership they usually have, or is it because of the Grail Relic over here? It might be the Grail Relic, because yeah, 105 it's really a lot, but I don't remember how much they have in standard. But yeah, as you can see, that Grail Relic, it's putting the leadership up to 95 of the foot squires, which is a lot, and up to the monstrous number of 115 for the holy wardens and 105 for the beast slayers. So really excellent thing to have. One unit of peasant bowmen with pox arrows back here, and for his cavalry he's got lots of questing knights from what I can see, no grail knights or anything like that. And from another battle that I've seen of Lumberjacques, he really likes his questing knights, I gotta say. And the companions of Quanels over here, which is also a questing knight, and yeah, they're a little bit more juiced up than the rest of the guys. And they also have fire resistance, if I remember correctly, or is it some other unit? Yeah, they have fire resistance with 20% physical one. And what did I forget? I think I only skipped the damsel, which he didn't go with healing, he went with wind blast and harmonic convergence, which I find quite great because the wind blast will just melt down anything from the Tomb King's infantry roster, especially their archers, and the harmonic convergence can be used in synergy with Luen or even the paladin that we can see over here to just, you know, 1v1 big constructs or heroes because of the anti-large they already have. And yeah, King Luen up in the skies with I'm pretty sure the shield of Couron, the lion shield, sorry, the foe seeker, and just the ladies champion. So replenishment for the healing, the blessing of the lady for physical resistance. So what's the other? The seal of Couron, I think that it's the name. He didn't bring it, the debuffing one. And for the Tomb King's forces we can see two Vanguard deployed Carrion units back here, which I'm pretty sure one of the comments that I saw from Lumberjacques was that he completely failed to notice that, even though it's like right up on his ass already. And yeah, for the rest of the main force we have some Tomb Guard with halberds on each flank in order to scare away any incoming cavalry. In the front line we see skeleton spearmen, and straight up in the middle the King Nekesi Scorpion Legion, which I think is a really huge mistake. Don't ignore the anti-infantry variant. You can't just rely on a Tomb Scorpion to kill infantry. The Tomb Scorpion is just a crazy ass tool that's gonna jump left and right. It's not gonna get too many kills, so instead of actually going for skeleton spearmen, I don't know, just go for skeleton warriors. Not even that. Tomb Guard I would prefer. I would prefer some Tomb Guard, that's how I roll. But yeah, you would have to cut something else down. I think I've shown too many battles with Tomb Kings on my build. Well, it's not exactly mine, but yeah, I usually run with Tomb Guards because the Tomb Guard can accept the foot squires, they will defeat everything else from the Bretonnian roster. And going with a lot of spears, like, you don't have anything else, like, there's no anti-infantry in this army, okay? Over here, one unit of Tomb Guard only, and back here we can see we have the Eyes of the Desert, Sepulchral Stalkers ROR, which have magical ammunition, armor-piercing missile and melee, and just an excellent unit overall. Let's see how they're gonna do in this battle. And they shoot missiles, okay? Poisonous ones. So Louis is gonna be in trouble up on those guys. The Tomb Scorpion back here, also we see Cetra the Imperishable with Usef's Incantation of Desiccation, Osirian's Incantation for the slowing effect for the cavalry most likely, and the Nero's Incantation of Protection for the physical resistance. Also Tomb Prince over here with a Guardian ability, and I don't see anything else. So let's begin, let's take a look at the battle. So okay, I'm gonna fast forward this because oh, actually there's already a battle happening back here. So he kinda missed the archers, he failed a little bit, but he took notice immediately and he sent his questing knights to fend off the carrions while the rest of the forces advance. The Bone Giant is opening fire on the questing knights from what I can see, and Luen actually has landed straight on that Bone Giant, which is like a really huge risk because there's a Tomb King around. Cetra already has anti-large and he can hit really hard, but hopefully Luen manages to get back into there. And let's not forget that there's no healing in this game. I know that Luen is replenishing, but you need spike heal, okay? You need that massive regrowth to pop up if you wanna keep your hero healthy, your lord. Back here, the Carrions keep on chasing the archers, but he had just left the companions of Kuanels fighting over. The front lines have engaged, the Holy Wardens are fighting the King Nekesi's Legion, the foot squires over here are demolishing the spears. Over on this side, somewhat of the same is happening. These questing knights are just trying to strafe and find a way around in order to go for the Bone Giant most likely. This thing needs to get shot down. And Lumberjacques is trying to shut it with the Bone Giant, which is really a huge risk because the Eyes of the Desert over here, if they wake up at any moment and just surround him and block his exit, he's gonna take some massive damage, which he already is. Like, look at that over here, and since the missiles are gonna open fire, he's gonna come close to 50% health. These questing knights are gonna see that these Tomb Guards are unbraced over here and they're gonna take a massive charge onto them, just bringing them down to half health, and all they have to do now is just disengage from over there. The Carrion's gonna be interfering with the lady. Hopefully he has the companions of Kuanels over here ready to move in. He has kept these guys in reserve and rightfully doing so. And over here we can see the Paladin actually 1v1 the Tomb Scorpion. He has the Harmonic Convergence popped up on him, which gives him like 27 melee attack more and melee defense, which, yeah, he's gonna put that Tomb Scorpion to shame. The Tomb King infantry is starting to crumble, and that's where I say that you can't just go all anti-large with just cheap skeleton spearmen. You gotta have some infantry to hold the line so you can do the rest, especially if you rely on missiles to do your dirty work. Over here we can see these questing knights are just sleeping at the moment, but the rest of the fight is going quite well, and the companions of Kuanels are actually gonna pick up the fight with the Eyes of the Desert over here, while Louis is actually having a 1v1 with Cetra the Imperishable, just doing some really good damage. I wouldn't expect for him to crumble so easily, but holy crap, he takes a massive shot to the face by the Bone Giant. The Tomb Prince is is also here, so Louis has got to get away from there because there's also halberds just tearing him down. The companions have crumbled. There's virtually nothing supporting him at the moment. Another shot is going off straight up on his face, but he's gonna choose another fight against the Tomb Scorpion over here, away from the little goon squad, together with the Paladin. They will wear that thing down, and yeah, the Stalkers have come in again. I think Louis should really just get the hint of that he needs to go away from here, together with the Paladin. That shot thankfully misses. Luen is not gonna suffer that big of a damage. A charge is going down on King Nekesi's Legion back here. The Tomb Guard are just trying to chase off the entities over back here. The Tomb Scorpion overextended, trying to go after the damsel, but Luen just came in again because the Stalkers are in the back. They're kind of fighting the Holy Wardens at the moment. They can't just push through that easily. And yeah, that Paladin is just gonna destroy together with Lewin the Tomb Scorpion. Now that was beautiful move over here. He tried to summon in the Ushabti summon on top of Lewin in order to keep him down so he won't be able to leave, but at the last second Louis was able, because if he didn't he would be in so much trouble. There was like a lot of guys around waiting for him to get pinned down, and also the Bone Giant would be able to just get some really good shots in him. The Peasant Archers are finally starting to coming into the fight. They have been probably neglected. He kind of forgot about them, and Lewin is gonna go straight for the Bone Giant back here, while the companions, the rallied companions, are just blocking off Setra at the moment. Lewin is gonna change his target again. He's gonna get a good strike into Setra, but now the companions have shattered, so Louis needs to get the hell away, because he has reached the healing cap has appeared. It's not close, but a few more strikes and it will be. So back here we have some rallies. The Holy Wardens have not crumbled yet, even though they have 11 men. That's because of the really high leadership that the Chalice provides, although it's kind of in the middle alone at the moment. Okay, it's not alone, it has the Beast Slayers of Baston, which will destroy the Ushabti. Spearmen are also collapsing. The balance of power is actually in the Tomb King's favor, which I find a little bit absurd at the moment if you take into account that their whole infantry is mostly obliterated except these two units over here, and just by that charge I'm pretty sure they're gonna be close to dying. The Bone Giant still has 20% ammunition. The balance of power starts tickling back in the middle. Setra is remaining in the back, just trying to avoid the fight, because if he goes in there it's just gonna be Lewin coming after him and also fighting on top of Beast Slayers. The Peasant Mob archers are gonna open fire on the Stalkers. I think they're gonna change their shots to the Tomb Prince, just trying to poison him, although I don't think that's a smart choice. Like most of the shots are gonna be missing against this guy, and he also has a bronze shield, so I would prefer if he chose to shoot the Eyes of the Desert. Over here his cavalry is just gonna get caught. He forgot about them for a second, and the Stalkers will get a straight on charge, completely decimating them. But thankfully for Lumberjacks, Louis is up on the air ready to dive in, and also he's gonna have the backup of the Beast Slayers of Baston. The Chalice is a little bit left alone in the back. You should actually try to protect that thing, because that's keeping the whole Bretonnian infantry quite stable so far, with all this damage being inflicted to them. And yeah, it's gonna try to get over here. The Sepulchral Stalkers are taking massive damage, and they have no means of escape. So yeah, that's not gonna be good. A shot is happening at the moment as Louis tries to get back into the air, but he has popped the shield at the moment, so he takes reduced damage from that Bone Giant shot, and he's gonna try to dive in, just go straight for Setra. Oh, and at the same time he's gonna just get shot in the ass by that Bone Giant. I'm pretty sure he's not going after that, because he's got like a couple of shots left, and I don't know if it's worth it. Now the Peasant Mob, I said it should be good if they shoot the Stalkers over here, but they have done some good damage to the Tomb Prince, and the Damsel together with the Paladin and Louis are coming in for that hot booty, and the Tomb Prince, I don't think he's gonna be able to just keep putting up a fight over here. Another shot goes off on Louis, and he's actually getting struck back by the Tomb Prince, but at the same time the Paladin delivers the final strike. So from what we can see on the battlefield, just a few spearmen remaining. These Tomb Guard are almost dead. They still have 1000 HP left, which I guess it's quite a lot, but the Beast Slayers are gonna be a really hard unit to bring down. Even if all of that was missing and it was just Louis and the Beast Slayers, it would still be a tough fight, because yeah, these guys will just wreck both the Bone Giant and Setra if they get on melee. Now Louis is trying to pin down the Bone Giant, just do some damage, but at the same time he's got Setra in his arse, and he doesn't seem to be taking that much of a damage, but he's just down to 500 HP. Of course he's healing, but slowly. So just try to stay away from that spike damage, dude. And from there on it's just gonna be a victory for the Bretonnian forces, as the balance of power will just max out and everything is gonna start to crumble. So GG to Lumberjacks, that was a great fight. I really liked his approach of going with cavalry and not mass infantry, and he still went with infantry. It was not just that, you know, big huge zerg that you see with 5 or 6 peasant archers. Louis was quite ruthless. He always went for the big targets, and he got into some risky situations more than often, but he managed to come on top of that without even healing. Spike healing. Okay, I know he's got replenishment. What's it called? Recovery. I forgot the word. Oh, damn it. Oh, what's the word? Not replenishment. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna remember it later and I'm gonna feel like an idiot. The damsel did, I don't know what it did. She was probably casting like harmonic convergences, because the wind blast was most likely intended for archers, and yeah, he chose not to go with it for defeating like cheap skeleton spearmen, because the foot squires would just wreck them anyways. Peasant mob spearmen just did their job of just tying down things, just buying enough time for the main force. The Chalice of Potions, what? The Grail Reliquary did the amazing work of just keeping these forces together by that crazy amount of leadership, and the more leadership for the Holy Wardens, the more damage they're gonna be doing, so quite a good synergy from these guys. Peasant Bowmen did fine, if you take into account they only came into the fight for about 30 seconds or so, and the Questing Knights were quite honest in their play. They weren't able to do so many killing because everything was anti-large, but taking that into account, I think they did quite fine. And also they were getting shot by that bone giant most of the time. So for Dr. Hell over here, I like his build. The only thing that I have to say is you need more Tomb Guard, okay? You need at least 3 Tomb Guard, because if he had 3 Tomb Guard units over here, the standard one, okay, not the halberds, he would be able to just wreck this front line with some backup from Setter, from the Tomb Prince, Carrion, you know how it works. Like, it's not like it's gonna be a 1v1 fight. Louis was like kind of lurking in the skies, and you know that, like, it's always gonna be either Louis or Alberic. Fey Enchantress, so-so, in some instances. So I would prefer Arkan the Black, because he would just spirit blitz the hell out of this guy, and in this situation without the healing it would be really painful for Lumberjacks. Other than that, I find his build quite well. Like, I like the Bone Giant, good damage to the Questing Knights, not many kills but lots of HP damage. The Tomb Scorpion, always a great pick. I like the Sepulchral Stalkers because they shoot really hard. The only thing that I have to kind of downvote, in a sense, is the lack of anti-infantry. Like, you can't rely just on one thing, okay? And yeah, that was it. So I really hope you enjoyed, guys. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, feel free to subscribe if you're not, and hit that notification button. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.